Hey guys, welcome back to the Duke. And I say welcome back so that those of you who are only seeing my content for the first time now can know that I've been posting videos on this channel. And if you haven't seen my other car reviews, y'all need to go check them out, like ASAP. But first, watch this one. Watch this one and then go check the others out. Today, I'll be reviewing an Isuzu. Now I can hear y'all 70s baby saying Isuzu. They still make those? Yeah, they do. And they're getting a bit fancy, a little funky with the names too. What I have here is a D-Max X-Rider. Yeah, sounds like Cyclops or Wolverine is gonna jump out of this car with a name like that. We'll start this review by talking about those rims. These are lovely rims. They do the job of making this car look cool really, really well. I love these rims. I wouldn't change them at all if I had this car. These are some 18-inch diamond cut rims with dark gray inserts. I know they look black, but it's dark gray inserts, and they do the job of making this car look cool really, really well. You also get general grabber tires with the X-Rider, and they're very good for grip. As you can see, I managed to reverse this rear wheel drive buggy up this hill. Took a bit of momentum, but got the job done. So it's good for grip off-road as well. And on road, on tar road, I didn't get much road noise. So these are great tires that you get with the X-Rider. In front, you get xenon headlamps with daytime running lights. Fortunately, I didn't switch them on for this video, but you get daytime running lights with the X-Rider. And the front of this car looks like it was inspired by everyone wearing face masks in 2020, 2021. Yeah, once you see the face mask balaclava type look, you can't unsee it anymore. Not a fan of plastic cladding on cars, but I think it sits well with the front of this X-Rider. In the rear of the car, you get no reverse camera, no park distance control. Yeah, you remember those 70s babies I referred to a short while ago? They're not surprised by that. The rest of us were like, what? No park distance control? No reverse camera in a car that looks this cool in this day and age? Yeah, 70s babies are not surprised. They're like, it's an Isuzu, bruh. Don't need that stuff. So, the engine, ladies and gentlemen, and 70s babies. This is a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder diesel engine, and straight off the bat, get the 3 liter. Yeah, this 2.5 liter didn't quite do it for me. I'm showing you the bonnet lid there because I was expecting to see a bonnet scoop when I was told this is a turbocharged 2 liter engine, and that just speaks to the size of the turbo. Yeah, they managed to fit the intercooler for the turbo, like I think it's just in front of the radiator, and I feel like the turbocharger in this car is a bit too small. Yeah, I think they hit the spot with the 2.5 liters of piston displacement, but I think the turbo is a bit too small. I didn't really feel it, and it takes time to kind of spool up, like to build boost in this turbo. So if you're gonna get an X-Rider, just get a 3 liter. Yeah, I'm pointing to the turbo right there. I don't think you can see it in this video. It's small for me. Yeah, just get 3 liter, y'all. So this 2.5 liter gives you 100 kilowatts of power and 320 newton meters of torque. The 3 liter gives you 110 kilowatts of power. Just get the 3 liter, y'all. 0 to 100 doesn't matter. This is an Isuzu. This is not a 0 to 100 car. So the other important element of this buggy is the buggy element of this car, which is like the loading bay, the buggy area of the car as we call it here in South Africa. So I got the chance to load some cement. I loaded 6 bags of cement. Yeah, they sent me to go buy cement, and yeah, I loaded 6 bags, and I think one bag is 50 kilograms, so 6 bags would be 300 kilograms if my maths serves me correct. So yeah, I didn't feel the weight, and just for some numbers and comparison, this is quite a sizable like buggy area loading bay for a double cab. It's 1,100, just shy of 1,100 liters, and in comparison, Toyota Hilux double carburetor is 865 liters. So yeah, you're getting quite a big loading bay in the Isuzu compared to some of its competitors. Now moving to the interior of the car. This is where things get a bit sketchy for me with this X-Raider. Looking at the driver's door, we have that big red X there, just continuing with the theme, the exterior theme of looking cool. That red X, I think, is a nice touch. It's also on some piano black insert there on the door panel, which I like. I'm a fan of piano black. Inside, you get that red Isuzu badge, continuing with the X-Rider theme. You know, it's like got this red theme going on. You got red stitching, red X's in the door panels, and you have a little bit of piano black lining in the dash, continuing down to that gear lever surround. I like piano black. Some people don't like it. They say it's a fingerprint magnet, but we have quite a bit of storage in this car. Like what I'm opening there, the center console. You could always keep a yellow duster. That's what I always tell people that complain about fingerprints on like piano black surfaces. Just keep a yellow duster in a car. When the fingerprints get out of hand, just wipe it. So you don't get a sunroof in any Isuzu. I don't think there's ever in the history of Isuzu's been an Isuzu that came with a sunroof from Isuzu. Yeah, I've never seen that. Never seen a sunroof in a Isuzu. The headrests have X-Rider in them, which are just cool. Like, this car is just cool. I think the agenda for the design team for this car was just take an Isuzu and make it cool. This is the driving position, lots of visibility. This is a bakkie. This is not just a bakkie, it's an Isuzu. It's a practical car. Driving position's great, visibility is great, and no complaints there. Now you get a multi-function steering wheel. Not really sure how multi it is, but yeah, you get a few buttons: volume, change track, next track, change the mode. Now the claimed fuel consumption for this car is 7.7 liters, but in reality that's the number you're gonna most likely be looking at. That's about 10.6 liters per 100. Yeah, that's what I averaged over a 200 and yeah, something kilometer trip, loading small bags of cement, going up and down. This was a mix of highway and urban. That's the play you get with adjusting the steering. It only goes up and down for that short travel. It's not really that much adjustments, but if you need those minor adjustments, just slightly higher, slightly lower, so you can see the gauges, you have that play in the steering column. You get a diff lock, an electronically lockable diff. I hope I said that correctly, in this car. So the diff is locked electronically, and that just locks the rear wheels. You also get sort of like two glove compartments, or is that a dash compartment? I don't know what it's called like properly, but it's a glove compartment at the top and a bigger one, a normal one if I can call it that, at the bottom. Yeah, I think they really tried with the storage in this car. Just continuing with the theme of Isuzu and being a practical car, they really tried to get creative with the storage. You even have a small little, I call it like a small compartment for coins. I don't know what else you can put there besides loose change. And this is, I think, my favorite little storage compartment. This little cup holder here. So there's one on each side, one for the driver and one for the front passenger, which has an adjustable sliding cup holder thing. So if you have a thinner can, you can slide that cup to hold the can snug, or you can just move it out the way and have a square compartment there. And there's just a sign there that tells you it is not an ashtray. Yeah, that's a nice little cup holder. I think this car has 6 cup holders if I counted correctly. No, 8. Those 2 that I just showed you now, 2 in each door and in the center console. You also have hill descent assist and a little switch to brighten your instrument cluster and dim it. In the front driver's seat in the X-Rider, you can adjust the height with that lever. and adjust the angle of the backrest with the second lever. Moving the seat back and forth is also manually done, and that's understandable in a buggy. And the floor mats say double cab turbo, and I think that's the first clue I got in this car to say that this is a turbocharged vehicle. And you have some extra storage there, some sneaky storage. There's a lot of storage in this car. Okay, not a lot, but they tried, which is not a bad thing. You can never do with too much storage in any car. Jumping into the back seats of the X-Rider. Sorry guys, I didn't do the whole sitting behind my driving position thing for this test, but there's enough legroom back here. Just take my word for it. The rear door does have that piano black insert, but without the red X. And the back seats do have pockets. Both the driver and the passenger front seats have pockets behind them for magazines, in case you still buy magazines. And the rear seat headrests do not have X-Rider. You do get 3 seat belts back here, meaning this was designed for 3 passengers, even though the middle passenger doesn't get a headrest, which I find a bit awkward, but I understand why. I mean, if you had a middle headrest, it would impair the visibility through the rear view. So yeah, it's an okay place back here. I sat here for about an hour, on a trip, and yeah, after like 40 minutes, I started to feel a little numbness in my bottom. So yeah, for long distances, I wouldn't recommend you choose the back seat in an X-Rider. Now, as I mentioned before, this car does have hill descent assist, and it is not being used in the footage you're seeing now. Those of you that have seen hill descent assist will be like, why is this one's hill descent assist so jerky? The driver wasn't using hill descent to come down from this hill. He was using just the brake and accelerator to come down from the hill. But it does have hill descent assist in case you want to use it in some off-roading in your X-Rider. And speaking of off-roading, I'll use that as a segue to speak about this car's suspension. It deals with bumps adequately, from what I could feel. As you'll see just now when you can like peek at the terrain we're on gravel, like strictly gravel, and yeah, it's dealing with the bumps quite well. You can see by the way the gear lever is shaking that this is like serious gravel, even though it kind of maybe looks smooth, but yeah, it's serious gravel, and the suspension is dealing with the bumps adequately. As you can see, the footage is it's not shaky at all. Actually, it's pretty steady photography, if I do say so myself. This car does have traction control. I know the previous KB series didn't have traction control. I've driven a LX 300 before, powerful engine, and I'm surprised there was no traction control. And then in this car, smaller engine, this is a 2.5 liter, you get traction control. I think they realized that putting too much power in an Isuzu without traction control is just asking for trouble. So yeah, that's the suspension, and I think that's pretty much what I could say about the ride. Oh no, I almost forgot the gear changes. So in terms of the gears, the gear has this thing of, if you're really in a hurry and want to get through the gears quickly, you can't. It has this thing of, if you want to move from one gear to the next very quickly, it sort of like prevents you, like stops you from getting to the gear. There's like a deliberate lag before it lets you shift into the next gear. So yeah, I know I said earlier this is not a 0 to 100 car, but sometimes you're in a hurry in your Isuzu and you want to get through the gears quickly. Yeah, it prevents you from getting to the gear, like running through the gears quickly, which I'm not sure if it's a safety feature. I don't know if someone has the reason to that. You can let me know in the comments, but I found that to be a bit annoying. But overall, this is an Isuzu. This is a well-built car. Even on the terrain that we were on, the gravel terrain, I didn't hear any rattling. Yeah, it was a very bumpy road. I didn't hear any rattling. The car is well put together. You can tell that this is a manufacturer that has been in the industry for a long time, and they've like got a lot of things right. The one thing they didn't get right though is matching how this car looks to, yeah, to a complete package. I think it's lacking on gadgets. No park distance control, no reverse camera, keyless entry, none of that. No, you don't even have cruise control. I mean, I understand that some people argue and say it's an Isuzu, it's a workhorse, but don't workhorses travel long distances? I mean, just give us cruise control at least. I mean, yeah, maybe not lane keep assist and stuff. Maybe that's a bit too much of a jump, but yeah, it's lacking on features. You know, no Android Auto, some extra USB ports maybe for the back would have been nice to have. Yeah, I think they took like half a step at making an Isuzu look cool. You know, an Isuzu is a workhorse. It is a reliable vehicle for work and, you know, doing tough things with it. But I feel that if Isuzu is gonna like have an attempt at trying to make a workhorse look cool, they shouldn't have one leg in the cool door and one leg in the workhorse door. Like they should then try to make an Isuzu that looks cool and is cool. And I think they almost got it right. They just lagged on some toys in this car because the outside looks great, and then when you get inside, it's an Isuzu. Yeah. Let me know in your comments what you think about the Isuzu D-Max X Rider. What do you think of this car based on what I've shown you here today? Yeah, I'm interested to hear what you think in the comments. And yeah, I'll end this video here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video, guys. Cheers.